Alright everybody, welcome back, and we get ourselves the turn on power for 126 and last season, because we pulled units, we ended off with 943. If I'm not mistaken, either that or 963. I completely forgot about one of those two numbers. It was a 9 out of 3 in it, and that's all I know. But yeah, still pretty decent. Obviously, no one, if you didn't pull the units, you did not get the 1k CC, you got maybe the 8k. No, 8, Jesus fuck Christ, 8k, Jesus, no, 800. You would have definitely gotten that, but is what it is, can't do anything about that now. New season, Legends Rarity Piccolo comes out. So yeah, let's do a guide for 126, and this is going to be the Pathan. And again, you're going to be questioned, wait, why not go for the 5-fist fight? Well, for starters, we'll get into that later. And secondly, because I just can't. There's no way to do it unless I sacrifice some points. And which, in fairness, you could do it maybe in the latter half, like the second half of it, after the first 6, but you're safer just waiting till after the win bonus 10 to start properly getting into, actually win bonus 9 and properly getting into the high ranking scores for the extra bonus. But yeah, get out of the way. We're going to have a look at the Pathan, and I mean on the Pathan anyway, and why we're not going for the 5-fist. Like, this Rildo fight, arguably easy enough, especially with the unit stats are on the recommended allies. But the fact that, again, you have to go for the 5-fist fight, which in fairness is, I've almost pressed move to space. I almost pressed move to space, I didn't have any equipment. This is enough, this is fine enough. Wouldn't say it's too bad. But then you go over to here, it's 3-fist fight up against okay, and then another 3-fist fight or another 3-fist fight. I mean, both alright enough to get there. Whereas over here you have a 5, a 5, a 4 to a 4, which ends into this here. Now, you have Garlic Jr. as a transformation unit, so you're safe for getting rid of him because he is semi-tanky. But Jin Emma's not going to do anything, neither is Kid Buu, because their stats are that fucking low. So yeah, there's that. Just want to point that out. Then again, over here, all the high fist fight on the far left instead of this here, and it's his weapon wielder. In fairness, stars are low, so yeah, you still can do stuff, but still not exactly recommended, because you would have to go for the 4-fist fight, which is not too bad, the 3-fist fight, which is okay, and then the 4-fist fight, which is good enough to end it with the 5-fist up here. And then after that, you have to go to the right side in the final half, which still ends up in the 5-fist fights up here. But the only reason I'm going over here is because this is easy. This is easy enough. This 5-fist, easy enough. You have a revival, so you can either leave until later or get rid from the beginning. And then we're going to be doing it with this here, a triple green fight. So yeah, our blues are going to be looking spicy on this fight, because just gotta pray they don't die. If you have them tanking for whatever reason, do not do that. Don't do that. But yeah, then obviously end off with the easier fight compared to this here, because you have a fusing unit and damage dealers, whereas here you have a bunch of EXs, a crappy ultra. That's it. Like, this is definition of easy. And then the 3-fist fight, easy enough, can deal with. 4-fist fight you can't do, but I wouldn't recommend it because you got this 5-fist fight, which is alright enough. So yeah, and then ending it off, you would think go for the middle. I mean, you can if you want to, because, but the thing is though, right, you have 3 units of 4-star close enough to 5-star, Namaku at 5 stars, and then these 2 low stars enough. But if you have a look at here, 3 ultras, all at 2 stars, like, and a fusion unit at 2 stars, with only 2 units at 4-star. Like, yes, this, oh shit, wrong button. This one can also arguably be easier, which I wouldn't be opposed for you to go for. But this one, I just think is a bit, just that easy, a bit easier, because you have less ultras to deal with, and it's not really too bad. So yeah, that's the Pathan. I mean, you could go for this fight as well if you really wanted to, but you have 3 transformation units and attacks, which I wouldn't recommend it. We did do it one season, did fine enough, but no. But yeah, that's been that. That's the Pathan. That's all that sorted, right? But we're gonna look at the recommended allies, and obviously it's because LR Piccolo has been out. I really do not like calling it LR because there is Legends Road, which is technically LR. But you have this here. Cell Saga and Regeneration. As soon as I saw Piccolo, I was like, okay, Cell Saga Regeneration, start buffing him up. Which is why on the last day of the Path to Friendship, I didn't do it until the reveals and stuff. Because at least then I would have got a slight head start on some of our characters. And this is what we're getting, 20, 10, and 5. So you really want to use a Cell Saga thing. You really want to, but if you have no other choice, Cell Saga Regen, your best options. Speaking of which, we're going to have a look into the teams. So let's get into this here. We've got 3 teams here, one bit more contentious than the other, and then one we're obviously going to be properly using. But yeah, let's go. And starting off, we got ourselves the 110% with the Legends Rarity Piccolo. And as we see here, it's literally just pure Zenkais except for the Piccolo. Why? Because most of these units, except for, I guess, Legends, no, they're all old enough. I mean, recent Zenkais, but old enough that you should have them Zenkai'd. And yeah, they're very high stats, so yeah, you're going to be cooking a lot of damage. And I would definitely recommend Arts Boost, and I'm probably not using that Resident Legend Road Piccolo. Next up is going to be the 90%, which is going to be the usual, and that's just obviously without him. And we swapped him in with, I think it was a free-to-play cell. Now, do I recommend using them? Absolutely not. Or the EX. EX is just there just to fill out a slot. Use these Zenkais, literally the board that you see right here, use them only. You do not use the other 2 to save the life of you. 1 free to play and 2 EX, despite the fact that Friendship Rank 10, useless even if you arts boost them. So yeah, there's that. And we actually have ourselves a 80%. Now, the way this works is you swap, if you've got that Super Vegeta, which in fairness, if you don't, is what it is, but swap them out with the Gohans. The regeneration stays, because the only reason you're getting the 80% is because of the regeneration. I tried, and obviously it didn't really work out too well, but this is the way you're going to be doing this here. If you were to run at 80%, which I even doubt will actually get you CC. And that's been it for this season. Hope you enjoyed. Now, there wasn't like anything like, oh, here, use this character to defend, use this element to defend, such and such. I mean, because the fact that the fights are easy enough, you can see the colors that are going to be the main thing. I don't think I really need to worry about that because I'll still be going through it anyway. No, my dumbass. But yeah, that's been this video. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.